What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another sound design video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make that classic house organ sound, just like this. The song's obviously a classic, Show Me Love by Robin S. I believe this sound was originally made using the Korg M1 synthesizer, but this is very easily remakeable inside of Serum. So we're going to have oscillators A, B, and the sub oscillator all on. Now this is a very sine wave based sound, but we want to dirty up the frequencies a little bit just to add a little bit more harmonics. So I'm going to choose analog BD sine for both of my wavetables on oscillator A and B, because they're not perfect sine waves. They have very slight other harmonics in there too. And I'm also going to choose the sub oscillator not as the perfect sine, but as a little bit of the distorted one. So this is going to go down 2 octaves. The analog BD sine on oscillator A is going to go down 1 octave, and the oscillator B is going to go up 7 semitones. Now we're going to want to turn up the sub oscillator all the way and just turn back the oscillator B that's playing the harmony a little bit. Next up, let's just shape the sound with our envelope 1. We're going to turn down the random phasing all the way on oscillator A and B because this is a mono sound, and we're also going to check off mono voicing so that there's no crossfading in between notes. The sound also has a little bit of analog white noise, so I'm going to turn on this noise oscillator and we're going to go to the ARP circuit. I'm going to adjust envelope 3 so that this is a really short decay, maybe about 180 milliseconds, and this is going to modulate the level of our noise oscillator. I'm just going to turn it back a little bit. There's one more thing we need to do here to really shape our sound. So we're going to turn on envelope mode on LFO1, and we're going to turn the rate up to about maybe 20 hertz. Make sure that envelope mode is on here so that this only plays once in the beginning of the sound, and adjust the LFO to be really short, just like this. We're going to go into our matrix and make LFO1 our source and the master tune for our pitch. So this is going to rapidly take the pitch from our sound to pretty high to back to where the note should be very fast so that it gives it kind of like a punch. So I'm going to turn this up to maybe about 10 or so. Should sound something like that. Now, if you don't want it on as much, what we can do is make macro 1 our source and activate our output right here so that we can have macro 1 all the way up and the punch is there, and turn it down. And it's not there anymore, but I'm going to leave it up because I like this in the sound. Next, we're just going to add a little bit of tube distortion, and you can leave the settings as is. You don't need to mess with it. I'm also just going to add a compressor and increase the gain to about here. After that, I'll add a slight EQ boost at around 1800 hertz. And I'm just going to make sure that this isn't that resonant, so that we're covering a bit of a wider range of frequencies here. Now I'm going to add a tiny bit of chorus, but make sure the low pass filter is all the way up so that we keep those high frequencies from the noise in there. We're going to drop the depth back as well. We'll also turn off our feedback and bring the mix back. We just want a little bit of chorus on here, but we don't want the sound to be too wide and in the back. And just to give it some extra space, we're going to add a little bit of ping pong delay. So we'll do an eighth in the left and a quarter note in the right. The delay is optional on this one. You don't really need it, so I'm only going to have the mix on a little bit. And if you don't want it at all, you can obviously have a macro adjusting the mix on here. So if we just leave the macro off, there would be no delay, and turn it all the way up, it'll be about, I don't know, 30% or so on the delay. I'm going to leave it off for this. It's optional and it sounds cool sometimes, but if it's a main bass element in your track, you probably don't want it to have delay on it. Lastly, I'm just going to add a very small bit of reverb, but I'm going to make sure the low cut is up so that no low frequencies are going to have reverb on there. And I'm also going to drop the mix back. And that's our final result. Let's listen to it. If you guys want this preset and many more sounds like it, I just launched my Operator Tech House Essentials pack. It includes over 100 presets just like this, made for deep house, tech house, and techno. There's also 2 bonus project files in there as well that you can use to learn. The pack is on sale, but only for this month, so May 1st the sale is going to end, and you could use code YouTube50 for 50% off the pack. If you guys want access to bonus content and announcements on new packs and free sounds, make sure to follow me on Instagram and join our Discord community. The links will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.